Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill, and I'm going to do a little code live for you. We're going to talk about how to publish things as a developer, and I'm going to go through publishing an old gist of mine that people are using apparently that I just kind of did as a little ditty, but I needed to revisit it yesterday, and so I'm actually going to publish it to NPM. So first of all, if you've never published anything to NPM, this is in the description on YouTube. I've got the comments open both on Twitch and YouTube right now. This is in the description, though, on the YouTube video. And if you just Google cool AJ86 how to publish to NPM or something like that, getting started with NPM, it should come up on the first page of Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever. As you can see here, it's not unpopular. And you want to set your name, your email, your URL, put this kind of stuff in there. I don't know if I put the license. I had to update this and put the license there. In fact, I'm gonna turn this into a blog article and just have it link. This will link to the article once I get it published. But you run this stuff, you're on NPM, add user, it's going to ask you to log into NPM. And then you go into your project and you do an NPM init, and you can use NPM version to set the version information for your module. So basically just bump the version before you publish, and then do npm access equals public. So I'm going to go through that process right now, and there's some extra information in here as well if you would like it. Okay, so we're going to go through some of this information right now. I am going to go ahead and just clone this. Where'd my clone URL go? Do I have to... Okay, I have to do this. I have to make it smaller. So clone via SSH. And I'm going to call this, unsurprisingly, I'm going to call it UUID. But let me clone it here. So I'm going to clone it to UUID instead of cloning it to blah, 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 blah. Makes sense. And then I'm going to go on to my GitHub profile, and I'm going to select to make a new repository. Oh, interesting, new gist. That's new, I think. And I'm going to select down. This is going to be a root project. I need to get rid of all this junk that's not even anything to do with me. A lot of these are just things I've been added to over the years by bots and whatnot. Anyway, we're going to call it uuid.js. That's what we'll call it, because I'll probably create one of these for other languages too. And what's a good description for it? What do we have here? 2x faster than Node UUID, easy to read, fun. 0 deps. Whoops. And 0 deps, of course. All right. I think it's always a good idea to start out with projects as private until you're ready to publish them, so that you don't junk up your GitHub with a bunch of garbage, because when an employer goes to look at your GitHub, they don't want to see projects that don't have readmes and that don't compile and are basically meaningless. You want to only make stuff that's actually worth looking at public. Basically, if you have instructions on how to make it run and the instructions work, you should make it public, because I don't want to scare people off. A lot of people are really scared to make things public. Don't be scared to make stuff public. Just do the bare minimum before you make it public. Don't do less than the bare minimum. We don't need to do any of this. I'm just going to click create, and then I'm going to copy this right here. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do git remote rename origin gist. I didn't actually go into the directory. There we go. Let me run that again. Okay, and then we're going to go git remote add origin, and whoops, we're going to give it that little ditty. So now if I do, and also I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'll publish both. No, it doesn't make any sense. I don't need to publish master because this wasn't master before. But I like I say every time, it's not about the politics. It's just about it's the way the world's going. We're doing main now, so go with the flow. Let's see. So this is the same as doing set upstream, just so you know, the -u, because you'll see me do that all the time. So now I'm just saying, okay, you clone this from one thing. Now you're publishing it to another thing. And as you're publishing it to the other thing, reset the upstream to the new thing that you just put it to. So now if we go back over here, UUID, boom, there is my gist. And so I need to take this license. I need to actually create a license file out of this. License. And paste that in there. Oops. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So go ahead and add license. Do I need a Git Ignore? Always need a Git Ignore. What Git Ignore should I use? Probably the same one I have in some other project. Let's see what we got here. Let's just take the one from Git Fetch, because that's a JS project. Oh, that one's not fleshed out. Let's try again. XTZ maybe? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's got all the, whatever the heck all that stuff is. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Just generic stuff to ignore. Good enough for me. And then what else do we need? We'll probably need to rename the README. Okay, it's already uppercase. Fast UUID. I don't care so much for that name. We're just gonna, I think we're just gonna rename that to UUID.js. That's good enough for me. And we can rename this test UUID.js to just test.js. That should be good enough. And then we need to do an npm init, faux show. And package name is going to be @root UUID. I'm going to put it in that namespace. Sure, we'll call it 1.0. It is what it is. It's very simple. It's one function. Description, let me see what I had here. And my goal with this, it's not that I have anything super unique about this module. There's a dozen UUID modules out there. It's just that there's a dozen UUID modules out there. And some of them have a crazy number of dependencies. Like if we look at the most popular one, the one that I would have recommended in days of yore. So this was it, and then it was replaced. So if we look at its package.json here, oh, this one actually wasn't bad. This one just had one dev dependency, and that was it. But if we look at its newer replacement, so, oh, move along, use this instead. Okay, let's go take a look at that. So it doesn't have any build time dependencies, but it does have a build time, which I don't think that that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why you'd need that. Yeah, but look at this, dev dependencies. You know, if anything in any of these lists right here gets some sort of security vulnerability or some sort of Trojan or something, then you've got all of that. You know, you do an npm install, and I guess maybe if you're using it as a dependency, you don't, but it's just crazy to me. Again, it's just too complex. You know, really, all you need is there's a function in here. I won't go into it. It's just like, this is enterprise level nonsense. Like, you just need a function, and you need to know that the function does the one thing that it does, right? Let's see. So what do I call this? Lightweight, no nonsense, ultra fast UUID.v4. 0 deps. Of course. Oh, wait, didn't I already do this? I already gave it a description on GitHub. What did I give it? This is duh. Let's use this description. Yeah, I think that I actually like this one better. So let's use that. UUID maybe, JavaScript, Node.js, whatever. All right, cool. Entry point, UUID.js. Yes, that's what we want to be our main test command. That would be node test.js. Get repository. You got it. Keywords, UUID v4, fast, lightweight, random strings, generator. Sure. License, I think not that it detected that from the license file, but it's in my npm rc. Is this okay? Yes, it is. All right. So now we've got that in there. And let's see. I don't remember. I think because this package.json is the very first when we run npm version, I think that it's just going to keep it the same, that it's not going to modify it because it's going to detect there's no prior tags for this, and it's just going to go with it. Let's see, what else should we do on this? Probably clean up the README. Let's let prettier format it. There we go. And then I need a prettier RC in here. I probably have one over here. Let's do this. Let's copy both of the prettier files. So prettier, copy that here. And let's see if it formats it a little better. No? Usually in my prettier RC, I like to have the pros, wrap pros true. Or maybe it's always. Always? Is that what it is? Oh, whoops. Let's try that and see. That doesn't make any change. Let's try it true, and if not, I'll go look up the docs for it. Let me see if I've got a pretty RC. Yeah, TPL. There we go. No, I don't have that in here, so let me go look that up real quick. Prettier wrap pros. Maybe it's pros wrap. Pros wrap. Always. So I was half right. It is pros wrap. Always. Okay, so let's put that in here. Pros wrap. Always. And then I'll copy that over to this one in here. And now, boom, there we go. It moves it so that the lines are only so many lines long. All right, so let's just do this. Let's call it at root uuid.js. And as always, I recommend that you link back to the repository that you want to get the SEO, because as this goes through the system, and I'll just give you an example of this. So if I type in Coolage86 UUID v4, first hit is, okay, maybe that's not what I looked at before. All right. Let's try it on Google. I don't remember where it was, and rankings change all the time. But the first thing that came up, oh yeah, it was this one right here. So blocks.org. This was the first one that came up. And that doesn't make any sense. Blocks.org is not me. It's not something I publish to. It's just some bot site that scours gists or whatever and then posts the content of the gist so that they get themselves SEO. I probably have an ad blocker on. Maybe there's a bunch of ads on this page or something. I don't know what the purpose of this is. So anyway, but the point is it's not mine. So I want to make sure that I'm always in the title of whatever project I'm in, I always link back to the repo so that as the bots junk up the internet, people can get back to this. And I would call this rationale. Can we, like that? Is that how we do rationale? I'll have to Google that. Rationale. By the way, I do the quick accents using the Alt key because I'm on Mac. Rationale. Okay, so rationale does not have any accent, but it's okay. We're going to keep it there anyway because it's fun. So first thing here should be whatever the description is. So let's go ahead and put that. And remember, this is what shows up first on the NPM page in the little preview bit. So just something to keep in mind. Is nonsense really, sometimes I do this. It's just like that, isn't it? Nonsense. Nonsense is a single word. Nonsense. Yeah, okay. So that's just me, whoops, doing stupid. Let me undo the stupid in the package.json as well. Where'd it go? No nonsense. Let's call this 2x faster. And there we go. That's better. Yeah. Make it sound really cool. Let's see. Curiosity. But now, years later, I've come back to it because it's easy to read and understand. For me, at least. This started out as a curiosity, posted as a gist, but now, years later, cool. All right. So let's just put the usage right up at the top, which I don't even remember what it is, but we can check in the test. And this should be like so. UUID. Yeah. Let's just put it like this. UUID.v4. And then what does it give us? Let's see if it actually prints out something. I don't like that one. That doesn't look random enough. There we go. That one looks a lot more random. And this one follows the pattern really well. I like it. Looks random, follows the pattern of what people expect a UUID to look like, being that it has the 4 here and the 8 here. So the 8 doesn't have to be here. The 8 is sometimes there and sometimes not there. I think that's the minimum. If the other bits aren't filled, then it ends up being 8, whereas 4 is just wiped out. So there we go. Uses preceded, not preceded, that's not the right word. Pre-allocates from math, no, from crypto.random bytes. Just for node, simple, pre-allocates from crypto.random bytes to achieve insane speeds without increasing complexity or much of any downside. Okay, so usage. Let's just go ahead and put in here how people are going to install it. Npm install save at root UUID. That should do it. And then here's how they're going to use it. Let's just put that, yeah. Let's see. All right, without increasing the complexity of the code. Also, I'll just check comments real quick. I forget to do that. Let's see if anybody's watching or doing comments. Or much of any downside. Oh, is that an I before E thing? Indeed, it is. Thank goodness for Vim spell. Huzzah. Let's see. The only possible downside is that it uses a constant 31 times 128 bytes of memory, but this is offset by the fact that there's far less garbage collection. There we go. And we could do something in here like add an init function or whatever, but I think that's pretty good. Can we do npm run test? All right, cool. And what should we do here? And then, I mean, I guess technically this actually should test that the vor's in the right place and the 8's in the right place. And these should be infos, not logs. So let's see that one more time. All right, cool. So it did 100,000 and 156 milliseconds. So that's cool, I guess. Yep. So that is over half a million UUIDs per second. It'd be cool to see if we get that going faster, but I'm not going to. Let's see. So we've got our Git Ignore, our Prettier, our license. Is there anything else that we need here? I don't think so. I think we're ready to publish. So I'm going to say move from gist prepare for publish. I think that's what we're doing. All right, let me just double check in here. I don't think there's anything that I need to be wary of. Everything looks good. Let me just check again for the wrong nonsense word. Nope, got rid of it. Cool. Let's go ahead and push to main. Let me do an npm version -m v1.0.0. Right. Cool. I think that did that work? Git tag? Nope, that didn't work. Patch. Okay, well, it bumped it to 1.0.1. I don't know if I really want that. It sounds cool. We'll go with it. Yeah, so we should be able to do npm publish, access public, and then I have two-factor authentication turned on, so I have to find my phone. I might have left it in the other room. I'll be right back. I actually don't know where I put it, but it's okay. I have another method. I forgot. I have access to my phone remotely. Okay. What was this? NPM? NPM, there we go. There we go. All right. And so it is. Now I have published to npm and to this repository. And the last thing is just to go back to, wait, that doesn't look right. Git push dash tags. It looks like I published to npm without actually pushing to the repository, which is not something we want to do. All right, so I'm going to just copy this bit here. And let's go over here to, I think the search term might have been fastest UUID generator or something like that. I don't know what it was, but this comes up in certain searches. Moved, now published as. And then I'm going to go back to where this was. Yeah, let's go back over here and just paste this in. I'd actually like this wording to be a little bit better. Too many of these users are all too complicated. There we go. And I'll just tag these. Oh no, where'd my screen go? Uh-oh. Are they coming back? Oh. Okay. It's back. And added a license. All right, so if we go take a look, there is more meta stuff here than there is code, which is true of most of the UUID modules, if not most of the modules, period. But yeah, the code is there, so. All right, well, here we go. Yeah, I guess that's that. So I'm going to message my buddy and let him know that I published UUID.js. That's done. And then I've got some more stuff coming up. I'm going to go over a couple of other things today. I got to go check just do some open sourcey things today, I think. I've got a couple of them that are waiting quietly for some love, and I'll just live stream them. All right. Well, with that out of the way, this segment at least is packed up in a bow and, ready for prime time or whatever. So if this was helpful for you at all, if you enjoyed watching, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, check down in the doobly-doo for links that you can subscribe to, including, kind of unrelated, entirely unrelated, but my Shower Thoughts channel, Health, Wealth, Commitment. And I will catch ya another time. Adios.